Alrighty guys, we're back. It's Board Bob. So last time around we started pushing out biters from around our base so that we could expand our base because we were really getting pretty low on materials and we really needed to start hitting that up. So a couple of things I did off camera is I told you guys I'd finished going ahead and pushing them out. Well, I needed some more power, so I added another, I guess, let's see, 10, 40 generators, 40 steam engines to the mix. I do not think we're going to have power issues for some time to come at this point. I just figured I'd go ahead and throw them in there because I knew we were going to be putting more lasers in and what have you. So we needed the power. I went ahead and did it. And I got the borders all pushed out, and it couldn't have come at a better time. As you can see, this is what's left of this iron patch right here. And if we get down here, I'll show you what's left of the other iron patch that we've been essentially living off of this whole time. Coal's doing okay. Oh, and I put another chem plant to crack heavy oil to light oil, and then of course I've got the one cracking light oil to petroleum gas because our production stopped because we filled up on heavy oil. So so I went ahead and got that going, and this is all that's left of our other patch. I'm just going through and cleaning up all the little bits and pieces that I can, but as you can see, our iron plate production has slowed down to pretty much a trickle at this point. Now we do have you know, all of these chests. What is it? 3.2k per chest. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8 times 8, what? 48 times 3k. So yeah, we got a little bit in chests. But having said that, you know, we always need iron. I did end up having to tap into this coal production we have over here. We're not really using it anyway. We're maxed out on copper. We've got plenty of copper, so I tapped into this coal resource over here and just pulled a line all the way over to our power plant to feed our power needs, because like I say, added 40 more steam engines. You know, at some point we'll start getting away from steam engines. We'll get into solar. We're probably going to get into nuclear power at some point, but for now this is keeping us alive. So let me give you a quick overview of what we got here, what it did. So if you remember, our base was essentially this right here. So I don't know if any of you guys are old video gamers, remember the old game Quicks, however you want to pronounce it. We had to draw the little squares before the thing got you and blew you up. Well, that's basically how I how I ran this out. First thing I did is I ran a wall down here, and then around a wall. You can see where the wall used to be from all the poles. Ran a wall down here and closed this in. Then I went up here because I wanted these iron patches. Excuse me. So then I went up here and I closed in these iron patches here, and then I came over and finished that one off, and then I just ran this long one down and closed it off, and then took away the inner walls, not completely, but just enough to give me building material for the outer walls, and to give me lasers that I had already produced. Might as well use them out there. Now what this did do is it removed any turret emplacements inside the factory area, which may or may not be a good idea. I've done it in the past and I haven't had any problems with biters getting to the walls and getting into my main base. Now on this side I have not squared this out yet. All I did basically was interconnect the gun emplacements that were already there in order to kind of protect my oil fields and the pipeline that comes back enough to keep these guys occupied. And as you can see, I mean, they're getting hit, they're firing, but they're not doing a lot of damage, so that's good to go. So what we're going to do this time around, it's going to be a quick video, I guess, probably. We're just going to start tapping these resource fields and bringing them down. Now later on, further out, I mean, we're going to use trains, but just for this, to get this going, we're going to tap this one and we're going to tap these two, maybe some of the small stuff here, and we're just going to get it back into our production so we can start building our production back up with regards to iron, because man, we really need it. But now we have a fair amount. We've got almost 500k there, we've got 600k there, you know, 100k here, 30k here, 100k here. So we got a fair amount. Now I did push these guys back, but obviously as I pushed my fence out, you know, they're closer again. We're getting to the edge of our pollution footprint. This of course went up over here because I put more power plants in. But you know, I think we're good for a while now. I think with the amount of lasers we have and what have you, and I think we're good to go. And we'll run over here. I've already got. Oh, there's another one that ran out. I've been gathering up. Excuse me. All of the drills as they've petered out. So I think I got enough drills to get started on these iron patches. I just take you over here and show you our wall o lasers. I was able to produce enough lasers, and of course some of them are taking a little bit of damage. We'll go through periodically and repair. But I managed to produce enough lasers to completely line my outer walls, and these guys really aren't even get close right now. You know, it pretty much wipes them out. Like I say, I got a few that have taken a little tiny bit of damage, but not enough to speak of. Now all these inner walls that used to be the outer walls of my base, at some point I will go back and take all of those down. It's just very time consuming right now. I don't have robots, and you know, taking it down by hand is a real pain. And since I don't need the walls right now, I'm not going to get too crazy about it. Now I have debated on how I want to do this. Do I want to process my ore here into steel plates and ship it back as steel plates, or do I want to ship it back as ore? And to be honest, the more I've thought about it, I have the coal up here and what have you, but if I process it up here, I'll show you the map, I'm right close to my wall. If I process it here, then that means furnaces here, which means a bigger pollution base here, which means it's going to spread further. If I bring it back to where my pollution's already concentrated, then yes, I'm going to get pollution from the mining, but I'm not going to get near the pollution I would get if I was producing iron plates. Plus, I already have the infrastructure in place. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap these two and bring them down as raw materials and process them here for now. Now when we get to these outlying bases with the trains and what have you, absolutely we will process it on site. We will take advantage of that as much as we possibly can. There's no sense shipping raw material all the way back. Plus that kind of goes against the idea of the individual compartmentalized concept that I had. So we've already got lines running out for all of these lasers out here, so we'll be able to tap off electricity for these. So let's just go ahead and start throwing down our drills. Now the problem is with these coal patches in the center here, I don't want to start picking this coal up, because if I start picking this coal up, then it's going to clog up the works. So I'm going to try and do this in such a way that I am avoiding the coal, but at the same time wasting as little overlap as possible. There'll be small patches that I'll have to come back ultimately and clear up. But in the interim, I'm going to try to do this in such a way that, now see, if I go over one, I'll start picking up coal, and that's how you can tell whether you're going to be picking up coal or not. It'll come up on your research thing over here. You know, you'll start seeing it over here. So I'm going to put it in such a way that I am avoiding picking up the coal. I can always come back later, like I say, and pick up the small amounts that are laying around after we've played this larger deposit out. At which point, you know, we will be able to sort it and whatnot anyway. We'll have, you know, sorter inserters and things of that nature. Yeah. So we won't really have to worry about, you know, picking through it and getting the coal back out at that point. You know, so I'm basically going through and trying to place these as best I can to avoid picking up coal, but at the same time covering as much of this as I can without really overlapping drill production if I don't have to. And then once we get this set up, we'll flip around and we'll go to the other side, and we're just gonna snake a belt up through here and pick it all up as we go. Not the most efficient, but again, it works. I'm not really concerning myself too much with efficiency this particular game as I am, you know, just playing the game. Yeah. Alright, I think that covers the majority of it. There might be a spot up here that we could pick up. And yeah, what the heck, might as well, right? It doesn't really matter. Speed wise, we're not hurting right now. We're just wanting to pick all this up. Actually put those, and we're just gonna put it all on one belt, and as it depletes, we will go back through and police up our unused portions. Looks like we're getting a little bit of damage to one of the turrets, probably a big spitter. Again, no problem, we will at some point make our rounds and go do some repairs. Damage I'm not so much worried about, as long as we keep them in repair. A little bit of damage is not going to kill us. If we start taking a lot of damage and they start to get destroyed, that's a different story. And if we start taking a lot of damage, we may just have to add a couple of more lasers in various places just to beef up, you know, our firepower in certain places. But that's, you know, we'll see. We'll take that on as a case-by-case basis. So there we go. So that should cover that iron patch. We just need to put power in. So we'll go back and apologize for the dark. We'll get some lights up here soon. So we got there. Is that connected in? Oh, that one's a little wide apart. Oh well. We'll fix that later. Yeah, you know what? We'll put that there. Grab one of these small poles and put it in between. There we go. Gotta find a use for them anyway, right? Ooh, are we out of... Oh, we're out of medium poles. I used a lot of them putting in them lasers. So, alright, fine. We'll go in and we'll put in some of these small poles, and later we'll come back and replace them with mediums, or maybe we'll just leave them, who knows. I guess it really doesn't much matter. Alright, so that one's all hooked up. Of course, right where our big pole is. Let's move this over by one. There we go. Of course that would be the case. So, I'm going to take this, I'm going to run this belt down about even with this other patch, and then we'll just bring this other patch into it. I mean, right now we're not really hurting for numbers into our system. At some point we will want to make that much more efficient. We will want throughput to be a lot higher, but for now, you know, I'm happy we have the resources coming in, because like I say, we were hurting. I could say I'll go back and at some point clean up the little bits and pieces that's left over later. Right now I just want to get the majority of it tapped into. So I know that we're not covering all of up, and we're out of mines. So we're gonna have to go get some more drills at some point. This is not a bad thing to be having an overabundance of drills. You know, there's a lot worse things to have a problem with, and being short on drills is not, in the scheme of things, so bad, because there's a lot worse things to be short of, like the actual minerals. Oops, I should have let it one more time. Okay, there we go. So let's go through and wire up what we got. Can we get it far enough? Almost, but not quite. How about there? Yeah, there we go. And here and here. Alright, so now where do we have power to tap off from? Right down here. So we'll just run this. That's the downside of these small poles. They don't have quite so much reach, but you know, we'll make it work. I don't know what I picked up there. Must have dropped something at some point. just going to carry this line over to the other line we've already started coming down here. And like I say, throughput's going to not be the best with this, but for now, I don't care. Do we have a splitter? Of course not. And if I wasn't playing lazy bastard, I would just make one in hand, but we are. So, oh, there's another one. Where do we got to go with this? We still got a little ways to go, but we got to come over anyway. Let's do this. Oh, I hit a tree up there anyway. All right, let's take out these trees. Let's come down here. Over some. Where are we at? Yeah, let's come over some more. And then let's go down. Now, one of the things with this is I kind of have two separate iron systems here, because I have this upper one that's feeding into my initial production, and that's feeding my steel production over here, but I also have my other one that was feeding my larger production. So I think what I want to do is I want to split that line coming down and just feed it into both of the new ones. So we're going to want a couple of splitters. So let's grab ourselves a couple of splitters. We need green circuits, plates, and yeah. So there's green circuits. Got that. We just need plates. I was going to say we'll just grab some plates over here, but yeah, that's slim pickings, to say the least. Now, let's see if that gets us a couple. I don't remember exactly how many we need for this. 5 plates per, we got 10. We can get 2 out of it. Perfect. That's what we need. Because we need one for here and one for up there. So, there's our first iron input location. I think our line comes down right there, so we'll just bring that down and tap it into the existing line. Alright, and we'll do that there, and we'll put a splitter here, and we'll bring that there and that there. So that gives us the one. We'll just, you know what, hate to see that go to waste, right? Let's see if we can pick up those 2 little pieces there. There we go. And we'll just tap that in for now, and we'll just bump it up against it. There we go. And it'll squeeze it in there at some point, right? Now the other one, we got to come down here and into our system over here. Where's it coming in over here? Right here. So how do we snake this in temporarily? Because like I say, this is all going to change, and once it does, we'll have plenty of room. So we're going to come down and I guess snake it across here. Right? So, there they are. I'm going to just feed it in. We'll pretty it up later. Here to here. Here to here. Okay, I guess we're going to use two. So bring this on over. And then, bit of a waste of undergrounds, I know. But, you know, life is life. Fa la 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 la. Huh. How'd that happen? Me not paying attention. Obviously. There we go. So now, like I say, it'll squeeze that little bit in somewhere. That will go down there and into there. Let's see, and over and right into where we need it to go. We'll grab up that one. All right, looking good. So there we go. Our plate production's picking back up, which means our steel plate production will start picking back up, and this should all fill itself in. Woohoo! All right, so that's got the majority of this field up here tapped. We are going to have to at some point go back and make some more drills and put some more drills up here, but for the time being we are good. Let's add that production to it. There we go. Oh, we're picking up some coal somewhere. All right, I thought I missed it. I guess not. Let's figure out where this coal's coming from, folks. We don't want any coal in the mix, because that's gonna screw the works. We'll start backing up in some place. So it looks like it's way up here somewhere. Then I'm picking it up. Is there a piece of coal right there? There sure is, right there. Ha! Little teeny tiny spot. Didn't even see it. Alright, well, not a problem. So we will throw this drill down someplace else. Let's see if we can. No, we can't squeeze it in and not miss it. Alright, so that's fine. We'll just pop that puppy right there and right there. There we go. Follow this down, make sure we ain't got no more coal in this thing. Alright, I think we got it all. We can just take this bit that we picked up and just chunk it in a furnace somewhere. Looks like we are good to go. Yep, okay, good. So we'll just bring it over here and just dump it in these furnaces, just to get it out of our hands. Do the same thing with this stone that we've picked up somewhere along the way. I think we picked the stone up from fighting biters. I think we had to move some stuff out of the way for walls, and we had to move some of it, and some of it got destroyed in the battles. So get rid of that. Oh, I also had to make some more picks. I used up my picks, so I had to make some more picks. I didn't see any sense in doing that on camera. It's basically scut work, and I didn't see any need to bore you guys with that. Alrighty, so we have our iron production back in business, which means we can get back to the business of research. Oh, let's see where they're hitting us. Up there. Yeah, so we're getting hit here. We're getting hit over here. Like I say, we'll just keep an eye on the damage to those two places. There's a reason I keep three wall thickness, and there's a reason I like to put so many lasers. There's plenty of overlap. Nothing should be getting through anytime soon. We're going to want to build some more radar, because we've expanded. We want to put our radar further out. We want to get coverage. We don't want to not be able to see what we're doing. And we are going to want to pick up these other odds and ends, small patches, you know, that are here and there. The one here and the one down here and stuff. The coal, you know, I'm probably not going to touch the coal for now. I mean, we got a crap ton of coal up here. You know, we got there, we got there. We've got close to 600K in coal. We got, you know, 202, we have 400K in coal up here. We're good to go. As you can see, I bumped up the number of accumulators we have up there, commensurate with the fact that we have more lasers. But power wise, we're looking bootiful for power. We're using about looks like 31 megawatts going just to the lasers themselves. So that's why I bumped up my power, so that we don't have any brownouts. Lord forbid. That's the one downside to using lasers as opposed to interspacing it with projectile turrets. If your power goes down, you're kind of screwed. And I have had it happen where something has cut a major line, or I've had a brain fart and cut a major line, had a big hole in my fence, and then we have Jurassic Park. So let's get back down here and restart our blue science. So what are we needing for our blue science that we don't have? Well, the same thing we need for building, which is electric drills. So we need to start looking at mass producing electric drills. What do we need for that? Well, we need, where are they? There they are. So we need electronic circuits, we need iron gears, and we need iron plates. Well, that is why we have a bus. So let's go on over here and get on the magic bus and see where we can fit this in. Now this is going to be blue assemblers, because it's 3 items. So where are we going to stick them in at? Well, guess what? Now we have room. We can put them over here. Now I have not taken this wall down yet, because this is temporary over here, and I just don't trust it. Okay, so I've left these here in case they do get through this wall. But for the meantime, I think we're going to be okay. But I'm going to take advantage of the fact that we now have that space there. and I'm going to use that space, and we'll just punch a hole in the wall, or we'll go under it. We'll see. Maybe we'll go under it for now temporarily, but we're going to set up another one of these for mines, for drills. So the first thing we need is we're going to need a bunch of those plants, or a bunch of the assemblers. Do we have? We do not have any of the assembler ones in hand. Should have looked before I came over here. I want to try and use up this stuff that's in these crates over here before I start tapping into the lines. I want to use this stuff up as much as possible. Otherwise, it's going to sit here idle, and we're going to get no use out of it. So let's see if we got any assembler ones in here that we can snatch up. There's 8. There's 3 more. So that gives us 11. So what are we using here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20. So we need, what do we got? We got 11. We need 9 more, right? And what do we need for assembler ones? Same thing. We need circuits, gears, plates. Well, circuits and gears we've got in abundance over here right now. Gears, circuits. So that just leaves us the need for plates. And one more pile of circuits there. We'll have to get that stuff moved around. Alright, so I think that takes care of what we have in storage for gears and circuits. So let's go back on over here. We're going to pick up some plate on the way, because we're going to need the plate to make the assemblers. So there we go. Alright, so throw down our blue assembler, and what did we say we needed? We needed 20, so we need 9 total of the singles. Let's build what we can of them, because we'll use them for more blues later. Alright, so close enough. Alright, so now we need blue assemblers, and we need 20, so you know what, that's 22. We might as well just make all of them, right? Boom, boom, boom. Alright, there we go. Now we have 23. So we're going to need belts. We're low on belts. We got some undergrounds, and we're going to need power poles, and we're going to need some splitters. So we're going to need to make some splitters. We're going to need to make some undergrounds. So let's make some undergrounds. Yeah, we'll throw that in there. Throw that in there. Come back. Meanwhile, run down here and get some. Where's our belts? I thought we had belts. Yes, we have belts on the belt. Pick up a bunch of belts. We're going to need some power poles too, and I'm making power poles up here, so let's pick up these power poles while we're at it. We don't need the big ones. We've got plenty of big ones. We need the mediums. Alright. It's 20, plenty. Okay, so now we're going to need some splitters. How many splitters do we need? Well, I don't know. Let's just make some, and then we're always going to use them. Good enough. Alrighty then. So now, once again, we want... Oh, wrong one, isn't it? Yeah, that's all the tracks from my last game. Apparently now it puts everything all together. That's all track, yeah. Alright, so, not a problem. And we wanted our 3 input one, right? Yeah, so that's this one right here. So, new blueprint. We'll just copy it out for now. And all the way down to there. Yep. Only this doesn't belong, because that's just running something through from somewhere else. Right? Right. Looks like everything to me. So, there we go. We got our blueprint. Let's get it out of our way for now. So, where are we going to put it? Put it down here. Go down here. Alright. Now, I'm going to kind of line it up with the other one. Like I say, we're going to use this space for electric motors anyway, so the extra wall space that's going to go away, we're not too worried about that. Works for me. Alright, there we go. So now, let's get all these all the assemblers put down. Oops. Seems like a lot of drills, but if memory serves me right, and I could certainly be wrong, we're going to need drills for one of our sciences, I think. So we are going to need red inserters. We don't. Yeah, same spot. I don't think I have any of those made, so that is definitely going to be something we're going to want. Oh gee, we are gonna. I'm just not too bright. I said, oh, we're gonna need we're gonna need the drills for science. Well, duh, that's what we're working on them for. For some reason, I all of a sudden got it in my brain that I was working on them so that we can do resource collection, but we're not. We're working on them for science. What do we got going here? Wait a minute. What is this? Why do we have that there? Let me see something. Oh, that line doesn't exist in our world. That's an accident from the other blueprint. All right. Whew. Attention to details, right? Oops. As we put it in the wrong direction. let's see what we got down here. So that one goes up there because that one's underneath. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. I wish it properly put the curves in on these. I really do. Saves me from being confused, and God knows I am that a lot. So it would be beneficial for me, that's for sure. Curve that. Alright. Is that all our belts? I think that is all of our belts. Let's put our power poles in. The only thing we're going to have to come back with is long-handed inserters. To make this work. And lights, of course. I don't think I have any lights with me. So that's the way it goes. Lights is easy. And now splitters. And our one underground here. Does that look like everything? Did we get everything with the exception of hooking the power up, getting our long arm inserters, and getting our supplies in? I think everything else is all set. Oops. Nope, there it is. Okay, so we got all of it. Alright, so we're missing long arm inserters, and we're needing power and supplies. Alright. Long arm inserters, I think I already have. If I don't, I'll make some real quick. But we want to get our lights from over here anyway. I want to put some lights in. We certainly got enough power now not to have to worry about that, so might as well take advantage of the fact that we have the power. I got the power. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I don't sing for a reason. And I'm betting you guys don't want me to ever sing again. Looking for lights. Alright, didn't see the lights. Oh, lights. There's some lights. How about long arm inserters? We'll grab the inserters because we'll need them to convert to long arms if we don't have any long arms, and it doesn't look like we have any long arms. Nope, no long arms. Okay, not a problem. Our alternate pocket. Long arm inserters. We need inserters. We need gears. We need plates. There. Now we should have plenty of long arm inserters. I had turned this off for a little bit, and I had stopped making accumulators, and I was just taking all the batteries over and putting them in lasers. Now that I've got enough lasers, I went ahead and changed that back. Eventually that'll all get piped in. You know, someday. Everything is someday. Story of my life. But yeah, we'll get it all rerouted and prettified and what have you. Especially once we start getting some of our outlying bases and start getting rid of some of this stuff here, because like I say, we'll just ship in pre-made plates. We won't ship in raw materials. The only thing we'll have to keep some raw materials for concrete production, because eventually We're going to need concrete production. We're going to need it for a couple of things. We're going to need it for nuclear power, because everything in nuclear power needs a concrete base to sit on, and you know, we're going to need it for a few other things. So when the time comes, alright, and now just let's throw some lights down. Where did we have lights in this? We had a light there, and we had a light there. Looks like that's the only lights in this? Okay. I'm okay with that. As long as we have some light to be able to see. And we have light. Woohoo! Looks like for some reason there was a pole here at one point. Oh, I know why. Because those two need it. Wait a minute. Oh, I see what I did. Pole here and a pole here before. Alright, does everything have power? Everything has power. Everything has what it needs. So let's turn these to what they need to be, and then we'll start running our resources down here. So we're making mining drills. So we need green circuits, iron gears, and iron plates. All right. So there's that. And which one takes the mostest of? It's 3 green circuits, 5 iron gears, 10 iron plates. So we're going to put the iron gears and the circuits on one line coming in, and we're going to put the iron plates by themselves on another line coming in, because we need twice as much. So let's see. Jump across the wall. I gotta get some gates. I really do gotta get some gates. I'm gonna need them for railroads anyway, and we're gonna be working on railroads soon. So we need gears to come up to the wall. We need plates to come up to the wall, and we need green circuits to come up to the wall. Lasers is temporary. You know what? Nah, screw it, it's temporary anyway. Eventually I want to have that come straight through. Oh, and look at that. Ran out of belts. Talk about timing. Alright. So there's that. This is also temporary. Ultimately, yeah, figures. We'll be completely getting rid of this wall, at which point we'll go back to just a belt being a belt. But for now, well, there we go. So we said the green the green circuits and the gears are going to run on their own, or on a combined belt, and the iron plates are going to be a belt unto themselves. I should have flipped this over. Oh well. What's a little bit of extra, right? Yeah. Wasteful, wasteful, wasteful. Wasteful, 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 Moreland. At some point, we're going to have to make a return bus, I guess. Oh well. Dumbass. Alright. Right, that's there, that's it, yep, okay. I wanted to move this over one to give room for this to come out. There we go. Alright. So, I'm going to go up here and run these across just like we would have a bus line coming across, and then we'll pick off of them. Alright. I might as well just leave a hole there. Plenty of lasers. They ain't getting through. Alright. Alright, that should be enough. That should be enough for now. Alright. Boop, boop, boo. Alright, there we go. So now we're going to come down or bring them up to where they are, so we know where everything matches up at. Wow. Alright, so we said plates were going to come up all on their own. Right? Right. So plates come over and splitter. Alright, there's plates. Gears and green circuits are going to come up separate. Oops. All right. Splitter. There's those. And And yeah, I know I'm not accounting for the multiple lines. When the time comes to run the rest of the belts over, I will account for the multiple lines. I just want to get this in here. So there we go. So now we're feeding the system. Now we need to bring it back over. It seems like I have been using down here to kind of return the oil stuff. So maybe what we'll do, yeah, I really should have flipped this thing, because that would have been perfect. Because then that would have been coming out there, that would have been coming in there. Who knows, maybe I'll go back and flip it over. Not on camera, not right now. I just want to get my my drills headed over to where I need it for my blue science, because we've only got the one little factory thing going right now anyway, and we're going to do what we did with the rest of them and make a full-blown research production facility up by the figures. Thought it'd come out far enough. Oops. Did it again. Yeah, we're going to have a full-blown blue research facility up by the labs anyway. This just brings us over to where we can start this blue dabba-dee dabba-die. Alright, looks like we are out of coal there. So this whole line goes away. You were good while you lasted. You kept us in business while you lasted. You served your purpose well. Gee, sounds like I'm kicking them out of the military. So yeah, so we're gonna have to bring coal up here because that's gonna kill our plate production. Okay, well, we can tap coal into there once we get this going. Where do we gotta go with this line? Where is our blue production? It's over here someplace weird, wasn't it? It's right there. Alright. How are we gonna jump over here? Pipes and tanks, pipes and tanks, pipes and tanks, and I don't think we can go. No, we can't. We're snaking. We'll snake it. We'll have to snake it. Oh well, it'll work. What's my motto? It ain't pretty, but it's gonna work. We'll just snake it right through there. It ain't gonna be pretty. But, you know, temporary never is. Not really. Alright. So that has our, oops, one too many. There's our drills coming in, folks. Now we should have everything we need for a red sign. Oh, we need engines, don't we? Oh crap. We need to truck engines over here too. I should have doubled them up on that line, I guess. Alright, well, we can still do that. We'll just have to clear all of those off that line. We're gonna run out of them soon anyway because, oh no we're not. We got plenty of iron production that's in the chests. That's right. Alright, so let's turn this puppy off real quick. Let's disconnect that real quick because we said we need engines, and engines are up here. So, haha. Take that away. And oops. All right. There we go. Engines on one side, drills on the other. Put that pole back. And we'll go over here and pick these up, which is okay because we need the drills anyway. Alright, there we go. Good to go. Now we need to get some coal over to where it was feeding in here. We need some coal there. So, how did we tap that in before? Just coming in here, we tapped off of that to go over there. So if we tap off of that and bring a line of it down there, let's do it right here. There we go. And we just bring this line down and we put it in where it was already going in. Alright. Iron production restored. It never really stopped because the furnaces already had a bit of coal in them. So, and then once that fills back up, that'll be fine. Alright guys, so, we essentially got our resources back. We got our iron back that we needed, and we have automated our miner drill process, and that has started to feed into our sciences. So we should now be having, oh, we need red. What do we need for the red? Copper cable. Are we missing copper cable? Well, I lied. We need copper cable to come in there. I'll deal with that. For the time being, I know I have a bunch of it up here in a chest. we'll just drop it in there. Because again, this was never meant to be a permanent setup down there. It was simply a means to an end to get us a little bit of blue science. Player's inventory is full, blah blah blah, that's fine. It was a means to get us to blue science before we built our main blue science factory. So we is okay. This will get us our blue science going.